Next, we have Navguide Solutions. They're known in the industry for keeping vessels charter ready. The proprietary app Guide to Inspections is being used on hundreds of vessels globally by major shipping companies like MOL, KOTC, Alpha Bulkers, for organically upskilling seafarers to a point where the vessels start performing better in SIRE 2.0, RightShip and port state inspections. They have been acknowledged globally, including at the IMO during the last HTW session. I want to add that Navguide also participated in 2024 Captain's Table Hong Kong, and I would like to welcome Captain Debashish Basu, founder and director of Navguide Solution, to come on stage. Give me 1 second on that.
And everyone, just a reminder, after this presentation, the judges will go away for a quick deliberation on who the winner is. In that time, the audience will have the opportunity to have a Q&A session with our startups. So if you have any questions, don't worry, you'll get a chance to be judges in your own right.
Yeah, thanks, Vedika. Thank you so much all for coming. Good evening, everybody. I'm the founder of Navguide Solutions. We help ship owners maintain their vessels in compliance with regulations. Now, inspections, especially commercial inspections like RightShip, SIRE, internal external audits, US Coast Guard, port state, AMSA inspections have always remained a matter of concern for every ship owner and manager, because some of them have real commercial implications on the running of the vessel. It sometimes determines charter hire. A detention can wipe out a lot of the profits that the ship is making. Well, we see people worked up about it. Sometimes third-party auditors or superintendents have to fly out to make sure that the vessel is in compliance. About 5 years back, we came together, a bunch of mariners, inspectors, auditors, people that have spent decades going on board, training the vessels. We came together with a very ambitious objective. And the objective was this: can we create a system that essentially maintains the vessel at all times at a level far beyond regulatory requirements, so that inspections are no longer a big deal? Essentially, what I mean is, if the vessel is always prepared for inspections, how would that look like? And that's what we created over a period of about 5 years. See, the problem is, and the problem is universal, that ships are guided by text instructions. What I mean by that is ships are guided by checklists, manuals, PMS, SMS, safety circulars, vetting bulletins, publications. All of these are various forms of text instructions. And when you introduce text instructions in an application-focused industry like this, I cannot explain to you how to tie a knot with text. So text can be misinterpreted. And many a times a checkbox is ticked off without really understanding what the implication of that check is. Training is happening, but much of the training in our industry is more prescriptive, which is to tick a box that, yes, I have done the training. A lot of the cases, training gets forgotten by the time somebody actually performs. So we wanted to solve this compliance gap, this gap in competence at its core. And we did it in 3 steps. The solution came in 3 steps. Now, we are known for our application called Guide to Inspections. It's in use on hundreds of vessels, as Vedika mentioned, especially mainstream companies like MOL, KOTC, Alpha Bulkers using it. And they're using it to keep the vessels charter ready. They're using it to reduce detentions, reduce claims on board. This concept has been validated as a game changer at the IMO in how it upskills seafarers and maintains the vessel in compliance. I spoke about the 3 steps. Step number 1, let's simplify operations. Let's tell the seafarers exactly what to do and how to do it. So instead of giving them checklists and written instructions, let's visualize it. So we went on board ships. We took short videos with senior auditors and inspectors to show you, visualize instructions and to show you how each and every area of the vessel needs to be maintained. What do I mean by visualizing instructions? I'll run a short clip which will make it very clear.
When you're checking the grab lines, give it a twist, like so, and if you see that they are frayed and coming off, they need to be changed. The screws must not be touching the brake band. There must be a gap of about 2 to 3 mm. Permanent pipeline should be going from here to the oxyacetylene rooms. There should not be any rubber or temporary pipelines. Check the condition of the rubber steps, that they are not cracked. Once again, they should be clean, firmly fixed. Spacing should be even. The only want to separate a three-way valve. Now this is one of the most common things to be checked. And as you can see, the three-way valve got activated.
So you just witnessed glimpses taken from hundreds of videos from different parts of the ship, which were made with a combined experience of over 150 years of inspection experience. So there was a process when we were dissecting regulations with senior auditors and trainers, and then we started making these videos to visualize instructions. This was step number 1. Step 2, instead of converting all of this into a training concept, we converted it into an inspection app. What we did is, Guide to Inspections is our flagship app. For the first time, it combines inspections and training on the same platform. It gives every seafarer a way to self-inspect their own area. So essentially, if you're a second officer, you're inspecting the bridge. If you're a second engineer, you're inspecting the engine room. Now, while you're doing that, you can carry to any part of the ship. It does not need internet. You can generate your own report, capturing actually how the vessel is maintained in different parts. But while you're doing it, you're also guided by these short videos, 3-5-minute videos, which is showing you, not just telling you, but showing you how this inspection needs to be carried out. So there are hundreds of such videos, there are games, there are over 2,000 photographs that is visualizing instruction checklists for you. This is like having for every seafarer a 24/7 mentor. Now, step number 3, the dashboard. While all of this is happening on the ship, it's working as an inspection tool or a training tool, we are bringing objective proof of compliance back to the operator's dashboard, which means the ship owner gets a dashboard showing all of his vessels where he can identify the vessel vulnerabilities, how the inspections are going on, new observations getting found, old observations getting sorted out, trending of each area like the bridge or the engine room, how it is improving month over month. Essentially, also tracking who is doing the inspections in how much time, who has watched the videos, who have not watched. So essentially, this application works like if every ship has a super smart, super energetic training superintendent who never sleeps, he knows a lot of things, and he never judges you, guides everybody on board, and simply sends back the proof of compliance to the owner's dashboard. What we are talking about is an organic system of upskilling the seafarers, helping them identify their own risks and non-compliances, keeping the vessels always charter ready for a right ship, ready for a SIRE, US Coast Guard, AMSA inspections, internal, external audits at all times, and offering a central control to the vessel owner on all his vessels in one central dashboard. And because it is customizable to the owner's requirement, it not only includes our research, it also becomes more scalable for any future observations or knowledge that the owner wants to add to this. Now, these are some of our clients. In the last 1 year, we have quadrupled our income. We are looking to scale up. We are having a very sticky business model. This is a subscription-based model, which is a minimum 3-year contract that we have with the ship owners. Our future is in going into predictive risk analysis, finding out problems even before they happen, and using AI to create a meaningful adaptive learning model for every seafarer that would be customized to the journey of every seafarer separately. Now, we often get this feedback coming in from seafarers that they find it easy, intuitive, and I'm very proud to say that some seafarers have paid their own money to subscribe to our application because it actually reduces their workload. It optimizes their entire workflow, makes them more confident and more suited for promotions. We are a very marine team. We have over 140 years of field experience in our leadership team. John Adams, the former managing director of TK and V Group, is our chairman right now. also supported very strongly by a global advisory board of stalwarts from IMO, OCIMF, PNI clubs, classification societies, and oil majors. Our vision is very clear. We want to have every seafarer brought into the mindset of an inspector. Because if our third engineers, if our second officers actually know what a non-compliance is, and if they are also ready to come and speak up about it, that leads to a safer industry, safer ships, and performance in inspections and audits is just one of the many, many consequences of that. Thank you so much for listening in. That's my question.
As someone who often gets given technical issues that have allegedly arisen on a ship and I don't understand them, I go to YouTube and watch a video, right? So how is what you're offering, which will be a paid service, different? I have loads of verification problems with YouTube, but how is what you're offering really different? And isn't it dependent on the willingness of a seafarer to utilize it?
Right, so that is two questions and both very interesting questions. How are we different from YouTube, right? First of all, there's a 2.5 years time when we have spent simply dissecting regulations, reading company checklists, going into so much detail into the operational and compliance aspects of each vessel. When we were doing this, we have studied over 100,000 observations. It's not, when we were working with our first customers, for example, our first customers were the Swire Group. They had put our videos on 60 of their ships. When they were putting the videos, this was essentially, they were telling the ship staff that this is exactly how we want you to maintain our lifeboats. This is how we want you to maintain the steering flag. This is like a company instruction going only in the visual form. So there were 4 superintendents that sat with these videos for 6 months, dissecting every bit of it and giving us so much valuable suggestions, and this has gone on. So these videos are made with professional expertise. That is the reason why they are getting benchmarked against requirements, and so it is way beyond a third officer or a fourth engineer who has made a video on the lifeboat and put it on YouTube. We don't get that kind of quality information. So that is the quality control that we're talking about, how we are better than YouTube. And a testament to that is that major companies like KOTC or MOL is using this as telling the seafarers this is how we should. So there are typically, there are training solutions, but this is not really, we are not very much working with the training department of the companies. We are very closely working with the HSEQ department, the vetting department, and they are very, very clear about what they want to show the vessels. So these videos are evolved in that manner. The second thing is about the crew's, ability or intention to do it. Now, as I was telling you briefly during the presentation, the ship's crew, if the narrative goes right, has been our biggest fans. Why are they paying for this? Now, I'll give you a very short glimpse of how we have organized the whole thing for an individual seafarer to make more sense of how it reduces their workload, right? So if you're a second engineer, for example, you do the engine room inspection once, and in all the, let's say I ask you to check 1,000 things in the engine room, the app segregates those things which will not change during your contract, which means some checks are static checks. If there's a bead weld on a mooring bit, that is not going to change. If there's a certificate available for a certain equipment and you know where it is, you have recorded it, taken a photograph of, you do not have to come back to that check. So essentially, when you eliminate the static checks, what remains is a very small percentage of the big checklist that we have, right? So essentially what we are saying is, when you're joining a ship, when you're taking over with this app, you do this one inspection once, and then you are ready for the next part, and we have a sort of a rotational 4 months period, which we suggest with the ship owners, that in 4 months, all the vessels, all the areas of the vessel should come back to you in the reporting. So this is a discussion we have with the HSEQ team, with our marine team. So that's how we are implementing it, and when the implementation is right, the seafarers do not resist it.
So I think that's a very excellent thought what you said. But if you look at Sea Sports presentation just before, right? So what stops them from making a training GPT and training superintendent GPT as well? And then instead of going through the checklist, a GPT bot would actually give the seafarer enough details of what he has to go and check rather than even going through the checklist itself based on the previous enterprise data which it has been trained on?
This is a great question. Now, I must emphasize this very clearly. What we are doing is not just a tech play. It's a combination of smart technology coupled with hundreds of years of field experience, which what that means is anything that you can do with text, like if I am trying to explain to you something in text, different models have been tried out. I mean, there are already excellent publications, instructions. There will be better ways to segregate information and giving this. When we started exploring the possibility of integrating training and inspections, the training came from real life experience, which came in the form of videos. I'll give you an example. I could tell a chief officer that make sure the floating block of the lifeboat is in good condition. And he's looking at the floating block every day. He goes for a round, he feels it's in good condition. An inspector comes and in one moment he points out to a particular point on that floating block which is prone to cracks, because he knows from hundreds of years, hundreds of ships that he has done, that this is the point that is going to crack. So instructions when visualized have a very different impact, and one of the things that, when we launched these videos, even companies like Ocean Technologies or Myntra, they collaborated with us. They didn't have to collaborate, they could have just made it. But that is a very big element of this.
Yeah, but then
whole thing. Yeah.
So again, that's where AI has come in. Now, citing the same example, if with a C-squared GPT bot, you take the picture of the floating at every day, okay?
Right.
Every day you're taking that picture. The technology is available today to decipher that the degradation of the machinery or visual disintegration is happening. So that actually is giving you an actual result on the actual product rather than waiting for a training superintendent to come in and tell you, or a trainer, or even look at a video and show that, okay, this is how it can be maintained. But then with the technology available, a picture is speaking more than words.
Sure,
so
sure.
it can actually tell you the real scenario rather than preparing you for the scenario.
Yeah, so a little bit about our background in technology. We are working with a tech team that is top of the line in latest AI technologies and other things. We are also using AI in our app. Where it falls apart is the data. What I mean is, imagine 5,000 things on the ship to be checked. Let's say the eco sounder, the picture of the eco sounder is wrong. There is not enough data available of 1,000 photographs of wrong eco sounders and 1,000 photographs of right eco sounders. As you said in your case, in the example that you gave, we need 1,000 photographs of a wrong and right. Now, this is not a tech problem at all. The technology is available today. If the technology is segregated in that manner, that we can actually train an AI to identify non-compliances, that we would have been doing way faster than others. Because we have the technical expertise. It's not a technology problem at all. And again, may I say the photograph given to a professional makes a lot of sense, because even for example, a person watching a photograph identifies a lot of things that he would not have picked up by reading any text format, So that is a problem which we often get this question, that can your software identify defects using AI? Well, it's not a it's not a technology problem, it's a data problem.
What happens if C-Squad AI takes all your videos?
Okay, I'm being pitched against C-Squad. Yeah.
What happens if they scrape all your videos?
They take all our videos? Well, see, are you asking what's the moat? What's the defensibility that we have? Is that the question?
In one sense, yes, but it is a true problem to have.
Yeah, so a lot of things went on behind the scenes before we are creating this entire concept or the technology, because you see the final product and it has got deeper layers which I didn't have time to explain. But I must say that it's not just about a video or individually a content or a checklist or an inspection app or something like that. It's actually a combination of a lot of things. Now, the way there is practically no way to stop anybody from making videos, right? they don't have to take our videos. They can make videos. I mean, why would a company like MOL have to take our app? They have 700 ships. They can make the same videos on their ships. And it will probably cost them a fraction of what they are paying us. Maybe it will cost them nothing because they might source the videos from the captains. So it's a combination of the applicability of the application, the marine team we have, the credibility we have from working with hundreds of vessels, that results that companies are talking to each other, right? Companies talk to each other. Like when our KOTC signs up with us, they also talk to others. Like I just came from Athens. I was, invited to present at the Intercargo event, and in the room there were 2 Greek ship owners that are already our clients. Now the other ship owners are interested because they are validating us. So it's not just an individual video that people can copy video, as we have been copied, by the way. But it's not the execution of any idea, any of the 5 startups that are here today. It's not the concept can't be replicated. I can make another Facebook, but the power of Facebook is because they are the first movers and many other
Taking that
factors.
seriously, it was just a joke. But I think what you said in the beginning really is very impactful. That you want to make vessels always ready and not necessarily be made ready for an inspection. And that is what I think will add a lot of efficiency to the entire ecosystem. And if you can achieve that, that would be fantastic. I'm not.
Half a question.
Yeah, that's a very, very good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please stay on stage, Eva. Please